What's up, everybody? What's up? We are live. We're going to talk about prepping in the real world. It's summertime. Everybody's traveling and having fun. Can I get a 10 by 10? Do I got audio? Do I got audio? We're going to be talking about what's going on. Is everybody planning a trip for the summer? Drop where you're planning a trip to. Are you going to go somewhere special for the 4th of July? Are you going to go somewhere special for Labor Day weekend? Are you going to take your kids or grandkids somewhere? I'll be right back. I'll be on right after this.
Don't you feel it growing day by day? People get ready for the news. Some are happy, some are sad. We gotta let the music play. Let the music play. What people need is a way to make them smile. It ain't so hard to do if you know how. Gotta get a message. Get it on through, don't ask why. Oh, oh, listen to the music. Oh, oh, listen to the music. Oh, oh, listen to the music all the time. Well, I know you know better everything I say. Meet me in the country for a day. We'll be happy and we'll dance. We'll dance the blues away. Dance the blues away. And if I'm feeling good to you and feeling good to me, there ain't nothing we can do or say. Feeling good, feeling fine. We're gonna let the music play. Whoa, whoa, listen to the music. Whoa, whoa, listen to the music. Whoa, whoa, listen to the music all the time. Like a lazy flowing river, surrounding castles in the sky, and the crowd is growing bigger. Listen for the happy sound, and I'm gonna make them fly. Oh, oh, listen to the music. Oh, oh, listen to the music. Oh, oh, listen to the music all the time. Whoa, whoa, listen to the music. Whoa, whoa, listen to the music. Whoa, whoa, listen to the music all the time. Whoa, whoa, listen to the music. Whoa, whoa, listen to the music. Whoa, whoa, listen to the music all the time. Roll. inside these four walls, sent inside forever, never seeing no one nice again like you, mama, you, mama, you. If I ever get out of here, gonna give it all away to a registered charity. All I need is a pint today. If I ever get out of here, if we ever get out of here. Well, the rain exploded with a mighty crash as we fell into the sun. And the first one said to the second one there, I hope you're having fun. Band on the run, band on the run. And the jailer man, a sailor Sam, was searching everyone for the band on the run, band on the run, band on the run, band on the run. Well, the undertaker drew a heavy sigh, so you know one had to come. And the bell was ringing in the village square for the rabbits on the run. Band on the run, band on the run. And the jailer man and sailor Sam was searching everyone for the band on the run.
Wow, these songs take me back to summer times, fun times, going swimming, going kayaking, going canoeing. That song really reminds me of the swimming pool back in, oh, I was little. I was little, like 1970s, and it takes me way back. And it's that time of the year, and that's why I'm bringing up this subject. It's that time of the year that we all are planning trips, or maybe a little outing or barbecue, something like that. Maybe going overseas, maybe going to Hawaii, Bahamas, Cancun. Maybe, maybe you're still living. Maybe you still living. Pinch yourself. Are you still living? I'm still living. The thing is, folks, is we have to be situationally aware of what's going on around us, because it can lead to a disastrous event. And so this new series that I'm doing, and I'm going to be doing it probably till the end of the year, is called Prepping in the Real World, because prepping in the real world is a lot different than us just talking about stuff. Hey, SLV prepper, George, copycat, skipping 10, all you other folks that are lurking and dropping in, I appreciate it. But we have to really prep for the real world. We can set up every scenario when it comes to all these news events and all these things that are happening around the world, right? We definitely can say, well, this might happen or that might occur. But we know every day people get robbed. We know that when the people are traveling, they definitely are more vulnerable to crime and to scams, because we're having fun. We're not paying attention that we laid down our bag, or that has our wallet and our information in it. And so I think it's really important to bring up this topic, since we're right here at the beginning of summer. We got June, July, August here in the States, and September, Labor Day, then it kind of calms down. but we have 4 or 5 months that are, like, really important to be aware of our surroundings. Be it if you're going on a picnic or if you're going on a canoeing trip or if you're in the airport, things can happen anywhere. I've traveled a lot. I've traveled to the Bahamas. I've traveled to Mexico several times. I've traveled to Jamaica several times. I traveled to the Maya Riviera. I love to travel. I like traveling even in the States like California, Florida. I've been all over. I love South Dakota. How many of you been to South Dakota to see Mount Rushmore and Crazy Horse that they've been working on forever, right? But I think the really important thing, one thing that we need to talk about is staying connected, letting friends, family, neighbors, other people know kind of what your intentions are, what hotel you're going to be staying at, where you're going to be staying, what you're going to be doing. Because if there's an emergency, somebody needs to be able to get a hold of you. Or if you have a medical emergency, you need to be able to get a hold of them. Even if you're going out hiking, one thing I can say about Colorado and the Rocky Mountains is it's really, really important to let people know where you're going. People disappear and get lost in the Rocky Mountains day in and day out. And a big problem in the Rocky Mountains is people don't know the terrain, they don't know where they're going, and they get off the beaten path and they end up in a really bad situation. So staying connected with people, know it, letting people know where you're at and what you're doing is really probably one of the safe tips that I can give you. Also, we always talk about situational awareness, but being aware of your surroundings, right? Being aware of your surroundings is really important. Avoiding those deserted areas, especially if you're traveling solo. Don't go off in the beaten path because you feel like puffing a cigarette. Don't go out into the area that's not as well lit as other areas. And be very careful, even at airports, bus stops, train stations, and things like that, because you are putting yourself in harm's way if you're going to go into those dark areas. And that's like something that we all really need to pay attention to, because prepping in the real world, you can be a victim of maybe somebody's just going to pickpocket you. Maybe it's your lucky day. They're only going to steal your wallet. Maybe it's your unlucky day and they're going to kidnap you. Okay. There's a big thing overseas right now in all different countries of Americans and Westerners getting kidnapped for money, for ransom money. So it's calmed down a lot in Asia, but there's other countries that are still doing it because they think every American has money, which we all know we're broke, right? We all know we're broke. But also being very careful with your belongings, with your things. One thing that they've really pressed at airports is not to leave your luggage unattended, because I'll tell you what, folks, I watched a documentary and this lady was traveling, and another lady acted like something was wrong with her and she was trying to get the other lady to pick up her bag. Okay, so you don't know me and I'm trying to run this scam on you for you to pick up my bag at the airport and tote it wherever for me because I'm ill. And you're thinking, oh, this poor elderly lady, she doesn't feel good, let me help her. Hmm. Well, lo and behold, inside that other bag was drugs. So what the scam is I'm sick, help me, help me, help me. And in reality, you're going to become a drug carrier for someone else. Hello, Light Seeker. Hello, Kanani Vlog. Thank you for coming, Salamat. Copycat. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody lurking. Please, even if you're lurking, please hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down, whichever you prefer. But it was very interesting documentary about the scams that they run overseas. It was really, really interesting. So you want to be very careful with your belongings, keeping your valuables close to you. Even when I went to Jamaica, even though they said I could lock my wallet and stuff up in the room, I still did not feel safe about it because who else has access to that safe? And maybe I'm a little over the top paranoid about it. I just felt like my wallet and my belongings, my money needed to be on my person or in a great water bag, which yesterday, if you've seen the video yesterday, I was at the swimming pool and I actually carried one of these bags to see if it would work. And these water bags are absolutely great, y'all. These water bags are great. So this is a really big one, right? This is huge. But if you want to throw your stuff in it, it's great because it has this roll down top and it has like two seals on it. The one I carried yesterday at the swimming pool was really small. It only fit my phone, but I actually had my phone right at the edge of the pool and I was able to record without it getting wet. So I think these water bags are really great. It also helps protect your belongings once again, which is really, really important. You don't want your belongings sitting out there for someone to be able to steal them. And in the real world, trust me, an opportunist is going to come along and they're going to steal your stuff. That's just the reality of it. So being very, very careful with your belongings, making sure your bags, if you're carrying, ladies, if you carry a purse, make sure your bag is zipped. Make sure all the pockets are zipped. And me personally, I carry my wallet in my front right pocket. I always have. And I think that's really important, especially when you're traveling, because it's real easy to bump into someone or someone to bump into you. And when they bump into you, they're really pickpocketing you. Also, overseas, especially when I was in Mexico and the Maya Riviera, when I was in the Maya Riviera, I realized that the little kids, and it's nothing against the kids, I love the kids, y'all know that, but the kids would distract you and the adults would perpetrate the pickpocketing. I never got pickpocketed, but my friend did. Okay. My friends moved out of the United States. They actually moved to Costa Rica. I'm actually planning a trip to go see them in Costa Rica. Somebody in the chat said, "Are you going to be a world traveler?" I hope so. I hope I am going to be a world traveler. Right now, my first two trips are Colorado, which is my home state, and then going to the Philippines to see Skippington. So I'm super excited about those two trips. But me traveling alone, I'm going to be very alert and very cautious of what I do. I think also I like to travel at night. How many of you in the chat like to travel at night? Especially if you're flying. It's like it just seems like the airports are more mellow. It's a lot more calm. Hey Rick, what's going on with you? It's a lot more calm at night to fly and things like that, right? Yeah, Colorado does rock. That's my home state, SLV, and I'm selling my cabin and I'm headed to Colorado. I'm getting a little place there, and then I'm going to be traveling until my VA benefits get pushed through. There'll be a video premiere coming out, I think later tonight about that situation with my VA. So I'm really excited. But traveling at night, I think a lot of people love to travel at night. Of course, it's safer to travel during the day. It is because especially if you're traveling by car and you break down, more people are able to see you. That's why it's really important to prep your car with some flares, water, food, snacks, flashlight, things like that so that you don't get caught off guard. Because prepping in the real world, we always will forget something. I mean, that's just the honest to God truth. We can prep our asses off and we're going to forget something that we really need. So I think it's really important to, if you are traveling at night, avoid like just walking around and not knowing where you're at and not knowing your surroundings. It's really important to get your bearing of where you're at during the day before you go wandering out at night. Thank you, DeBus, for coming in. Thank you. Um, you can leave your valuables at your hotel and only bring what cash you need, especially if you're going out wandering at night. If they have a safe, that's up to each and every one of us to evaluate the situation that we're in, where we're staying at, and that type of thing before we just go leaving all of our stuff because a hotel room could get broke into. I always, when I travel, I have a little, I don't have it anymore. I had a little door alarm and it would actually, it's a piece of, it's black and it's electric and you hang it on your doorknob. So if someone touches the outside of your doorknob, you get woke up. You know, I'm a little over the top sometimes with safety because I feel like if you're traveling, it's really, really important to be careful of where you're traveling, what you're doing, because any additional things you can do while you're traveling to protect yourself is really important. The other thing is if you're going out at night, make sure that you have like something reflective or a small flashlight with you because drivers may not see you if you're walking along the highways and things like that, and you don't even know where you're really going, right? So it's really important to be aware of that. Be really super, super safe when you're using public transportation. When I was in Chicago and I went on the subway, that was an eye-opening experience. The subways in Chicago, New York City, and things like that are not like the best places to hang out, especially if you're traveling and you really don't know the area. If you accidentally get off in a situation, even I think Los Angeles has a L now too, a light rail. But if you get off accidentally at the wrong stop, you can end up in the wrong neighborhood. And I think that that's one thing I want to touch on. This is a true story that I'm about to tell you. When I lived in Los Angeles, as you all know, I was there during the Rodney King riots in 1992. But I lived in California from 1983 to 1993. So 10 years of my life I lived there. I loved Southern California. Um, but what I want to say is that public transportation can be, oh, it can be really, really dangerous. And even sometimes in your own vehicle, if you don't know where you're going and you get off in the wrong area, it can be devastating to you and your family. And this is a true story. It was in the newspaper in Los Angeles, California. I think it was in like 1990. This is when the Crips and the Blood gangs were really, really big in that part of California. And what happened is this family, a man, a woman, and their kids, were traveling on vacation, tourists. They got off in the wrong neighborhood. That's something you don't want it to happen to you in New York City, Los Angeles, Chicago, or Dallas, because if you end up in the wrong neighborhood, you could lose your life. And what happened is that this is when the Crips and Bloods were fighting a lot. Okay, so they took the wrong exit off of Arrow Highway there in San Dimas, California. They ended up in La Puente, California, which is gang infested. And at that time, it was just overrun with gangs. They drove into the wrong neighborhood, and because of the color of their car, because of the color of their car, the gang opened fire on their car, killing the husband. And when we think about that, that's one reason I'm bringing up this topic tonight about being situationally aware when you're traveling. A lot of people have reached out to me and said, "Be very careful." OTWP, be careful, Kim, when you're traveling to the Philippines. It takes a seasoned traveler to be aware of what's going on around them. And I'm not going to say that, something couldn't happen, but something could happen anywhere, any day. You can't live in a shell and think that you're going to protect yourself. You have to get out and enjoy life. And Copycat, I really hope that you enjoy this summer. I hope that you take those walks again. And, I've even got onto Skippington a little bit, not onto her, but like concerned about her because there's a lot of loose dogs in the Philippines. And not saying that those dogs are vicious or anything like that, but you never know when one of them could be. So it's always better to be situationally aware. And even if you carry a walking stick, Copycat and Skippington, with you when you're walking, I would appreciate it. Y'all can let me know that you're doing that, okay? Because I care about both of you very much. And I think it's really important that we take that additional step to protect ourselves, even when we're going for long walks or we're going to the beach. You hear about it every single year, prepping in the real world, right? That some lady or some man disappears because they didn't tell anybody where they were in the first place. And that's why I'm bringing up this topic tonight. Be very, very safe when you're interacting. You're walking now. That's good, Copycat. I'm glad to hear it. Too bad you and Skippington couldn't go on morning walks together. She loves to go on morning walks. Be safe when you're interacting with others. Don't get too drunk and too tipsy on vacation to kind of be in Never Never Land where you don't know what's going on. Yes, it's a great time. You're having fun, you're barbecuing, you're on vacation. You want to put back a few brews, right? You want to put back a beer, maybe your favorite pina colada or margarita on the beach, right? But be aware that's one, if you leave your drink, somebody could slip you something in your drink that could put you out for the count. One. Two, if you get too tipsy, you're setting yourself up for big trouble. You're going to set yourself up for way big trouble if you get too tipsy in a place that you are not used to, in surroundings that you don't know. And just keep your drinks in line of your sight at all times, no matter where you're at. I'll say that from my heart. I know several people that have been, they got up to leave and somebody dropped a little oopsie doopsie in their drink, and the next thing they wake up, and I know one of these ladies personally, she woke up naked in a hotel room. Okay, so we can imagine and we all know what happened to her. And like that's something that every single man or woman needs to be aware of. Don't leave your drinks and go jump in the pool and come back and think that your drink is safe because it could be poisoned, it could be drugged, and that's something we really need to be aware of. One thing that I've been doing, and I think it's really important if you're going to travel, is to research your destination, research the area that you're going to, research where you're staying, look at the reviews, not only on one website, but look at several different reviews about that area, and then make a decision if you think that's the place for you. There could be things that the resort is showing you this fabulous, wonderful resort. And when you get there, it's not quite what the website said, right? So look at your options. Look at places like Kayak, Expedia, Priceline. There's several of them that you can go to. I also think a really another cool option for traveling is Airbnbs, especially if you're on disability, Social Security, or just limited income. Airbnbs in the United States and VRBOs are really a cool thing. I can go now to St. Louis, and there's a lady that has a house there, and that's where I've been staying, and it's $40. I pay her 40 bucks a night when I was staying in a dumpy hotel for $76 a night here in the States. So, look at your options, but also research where you're staying, which is really important, and planning and getting to know those accommodations and the area. I think is probably one of the biggest things because I'm going to be traveling to the Philippines in the morning. I've been spending 15 to 20 minutes in classes online for Tagalong. And then, of course, Skipping Tin's been helping me and teaching me bad words. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But she has been helping me. Oh, I'll be in the Denver area, but I'm going to be traveling all over SLV Prepper. My mother lives on the eastern slope. My brother lives in Aurora, and then I love to go to Glenwood in the western slope. Are you from Colorado? Is that what you're telling me? Are you from Colorado? I love Colorado. I One of my first trips when I actually get moved there with my apartment is I want to go to Browns Canyon, um, and I want to go river rafting again, which is a blast. That's a blast. I think the big thing too is it's one of the tips is to learn the local language. Learn some basic things like where's the bathroom? How much is this? Can you help me find this? Learn some basic things so that you aren't just left in the dark. I love to talk to people. So for me, I know that the Philippines speaks English very well. Skippington speaks English very well. Many people I've talked to speak English very well in the Philippines, but I want to be able to communicate with ones that can't speak English that well. And having a little bit of knowledge shows that I'm making an attempt and respecting their culture. And I think that that's really important. Um, I can say I love you in like 20 languages. Uh, I can say certain phrases in all kinds of different languages because I've taken the time to learn them. Uh, One of the cool things is when I lived in Los Angeles and when I was in the Navy, I got exposed to a lot of different cultures and a lot of different people. And I think learning about their culture makes us more real world prepping, right? Instead of saying, well, every Filipino is this, and every Jamaican smokes pot, and uh, everybody that's from this country does this. That's being stereotyping people, and I really don't like that. I think it's really important that in real world prepping is that we dip our feet into all these different cultures and we take from them good things and we hopefully leave them a little love, light, and hope as well and teach them a little about prepping. You just recently moved from the Springs. Your family is in the Springs, Aurora, Greeley, and Longmont. Oh, cool. I've been looking actually at a cabin and an apartment in Loveland. I would love to move to Loveland and be right on the lake, if you want to know the truth. Will it happen? I don't know because my gosh, the rent there because I'm going to rent for a year is off the chart. Like the cheapest one I found in Loveland is like 1,200 a month, which is crazy. Tell people where you're going. We talked about that. Making an emergency plan, learning the local language, choosing safe transportation is really another important one. Um, I think when you're traveling alone, it's a little different. I think it's a little different because it's just like being a lone wolf, but you're on the road. Yes, amen to that, copycat. Amen to that, copycat. We are all father's children, no matter where we live, no matter what country we're in. But I think that one thing is that when you're traveling solo, you have to be a little more on point. Hello, Caitlin. Hello. I think the biggest thing when you're traveling solo is being aware of what's happening around you. I remember when I was in the Navy, we used to go to Tijuana. Okay. Shit, we went to Tijuana a lot. Well, there was several reasons. There was a lot of women there. That was the first reason. There was cheap liquor there. That was the second reason. I was in the Navy now. Come on, y'all, give me a break. But those weren't my drinking days. And I remember we used to go and watch highlights. It's the fastest sport in the world. And I learned quite a bit of Spanish. I can comprehend more Spanish than I can speak it because mi otro trabajo in Colorado, todo gente es Mexican, and we limpia the alfombra and the oficinas and the escuelas. So they that was important for me to get that language barrier with them because I had 21 people working for me in Colorado that were all Latino. Some from South America, some from Mexico. So it was very, very important, the language barrier. I think I think traveling, period, is fun. It's enjoyable. How many of you right now have somewhere that you're going this summer? Hit a one if you're going on a special vacation, a special trip. I think it's Tanya or Teresa that just got back from a trip to, I believe, Florida. How many of you have something planned this summer? Drop maybe a one or where you're going. Um, I think vacations are a lot of fun, but I think also being situationally aware of what's around you is very, very important. If anybody has any questions or any tips they'd like to give, or if you'd like me to answer a specific question about prepping, please type it in all capitals and I will try to answer it to the best of my ability for you. Pretty much, I've been prepping most of my life since my apartment got broke into. You that are watching that don't know me, since my apartment got broke into when I lived in Los Angeles. I lived in San Dimas, and it was a very, very scary situation. You just got back from Nashville. Nice to see you, Light Seeker. So did you go to some music concerts and things like that, Light Seeker? My mom loves Nashville. Her and G used to go to Nashville. They had a good time. That's so what'd you do? Did you go to concerts? Did you just go out to eat? Did you just have a blast? I hope you did. One of the other things, like even on camping trips, it's really important to be aware of what you're doing. I think there's more risk even when you're camping than if you're staying in a hotel or if you're taking a flight or an international flight and then going to a hotel or resort. I think you have more risk when you're out in the wilderness. And that's one thing that I love is bushcrafting because it teaches you a lot. You saw family, fun. Staying home, I think we'll see the summer of love. Oh, SLV. Well, get your groove on. Get your groove on, SLV. Summer of love. That sounds good to me. Like, let's do the dang thing. Let's get down and dirty. I hope that this new series, which is going to be a lot of fun, you're going to see prepping in the real world in Ormic, prepping in the real world in Seoul, Korea, prepping in the real world in Colorado, prepping the foods, international foods. So when you see these new thumbnails coming up, we're going to have a lot of interesting topics coming at this channel. And I'm super excited about this new journey that I'm on. After this, I'll try to get the premiere up and so y'all can see what's going on. I am super excited. Copycat, you know what's going on? Oh gosh darn. I hope that each and every one of you keeps on doing the dang thing, that you really, really get back to basics. I'm gonna play a couple songs. I'm gonna come back on and we're gonna talk about one of the biggest mistakes in real world prepping that we make. So I'll be back it's commercial time, right? It's like a 5-minute commercial, 2 songs, come back on and talk. So I'll be right back on in about 5.5 minutes. I hope you enjoy these songs taking us back to the 1970s, um, when things were a lot different here in the United States, when things were a lot more peaceful and people got along better. One of my favorite songs by Harry Chapin is "Cats in the Cradle," and I hope you all enjoy this. It brings back old memories of my dad, of just that summertime breeze back to what 1970. Gosh, when is oh, that's an old song, boy. I think like 1970 something. So I'm gonna play a couple songs. I'll be right back.
A child arrived just the other day. He came to the world in the usual way, but there were planes to catch and bills to pay. He learned to walk while I was away, and he was talking for I knew it. And as he grew, he'd say, I'm gonna be like you, Dad. You know I'm gonna be like you. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the phone. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. My son turned 10 just the other day. He said, thanks for the ball, Dad, come on, let's play. Can you teach me to throw? I said, not today, I got a lot to do. He said, that's okay, and he walked away, but his smile never dimmed. It said, I'm gonna be like him, yeah, you know I'm gonna be like him. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, Dad, I don't know when, but we'll get together then. You know we'll have a good time then. Well, he came from college just the other day. So much like a man, I just had to say, son, I'm proud of you. Can you sit for a while? He shook his head and he said with a smile, what I'd really like, Dad, is to borrow the car keys. See you later, can I have them, please? And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when, but we'll get together then, Dad. You know we'll have a good time then. I've long since retired, my son's moved away. I called him up just the other day. I said, I'd like to see you if you don't mind. He said, I'd love to, Dad, if I can find the time. You see, my new job's a hassle and the kids are the flu, but it's sure nice talking to you, Dad. It's been sure nice talking to you. And as I hung up the phone, it occurred to me, he'd grown up just like me. My boy was just like me. And the cat's in the cradle and the silver spoon, little boy blue and the man on the moon. When you're coming home, son, I don't know when, but we'll get together then, Dad. We're gonna have a good time then.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, last song, and then we'll talk a little bit. Okay, let's go.
She's so fine.
Tap your feet, y'all. Tap your feet. Let's
She
go.
never made me cry. That's why she's my babe. She's my babe. Nothing could be better than to see her in a sweater and a real tight skirt that don't fit. Nothing could be better than to see her in a sweater and a tight skirt that don't fit. She walks out far. People, let me tell you, that's it. I love the way she walks. I love the way she talks. She makes me feel so good. She's like a young man should. She never made me cry. That's why she's my babe. She's my babe. All right. I love the way she walks. I love the way she talks. She makes me feel so good. She's like a young man should. She never made me cry. That's why. Oh, baby. That's why. You talk about my baby, not your baby. She my baby, not your baby. She my baby. She's so fine.
Okay, so let's talk about this selective service a little bit. I don't think that they will draft women. I mean, selective service is basically draft. The other thing is a lot of people are getting really hyper about it, and it's been going for a while. So don't worry. Have faith, copycat. Have faith, light seeker. Have faith. It is. I think with the situation and the way that things are escalating, folks, there is no way that the United States is going to sidestep what's coming at us. Okay. First of all, we're going to have an economical collapse. Okay. We all know we're going to have an economical collapse. It's already happening, it's already started. Then we're going to have the sleepers, the Trojan horse within, wake up and attack us from every border. And it's just, it's, there's no other way. It's not, is it going to happen? At this point, it's when is it going to happen? It is going to happen. Many prepper channels, news channels, survivalist channels, preparedness channels, whatever you want to say, are feeling the same way. And we've all been feeling this same way for quite a while. It's that they have to get all their ducks in a row, right? They aren't going to come in and attack the United States while all the treasury bonds are not dumped back in this country to make us go full belly up. The United States is headed to be a third world country. That's why I said it the other day when we first had our very first live stream of prepping in the real world, that I was talking about that we need to broaden our horizons. We need to get out and look at other countries and see how they're surviving bad situations. Because like there is, for example, many times over the last year since I've been talking to Skippington, she's had several occasions where her water's been turned off for 1, 2, 3 days. And see, we have to learn from these other countries. We have to take what they have already lived through and bring it into our lives and say, you know what? We're not a bunch of weak pussy ass motherfuckers. We can do this. We can do this. And this show, you might hear me say fuck a little bit more because I am prior Navy and I'm just going to be me. If I feel like cussing, y'all get over yourselves. Go with your puff ass somewhere else if you're going to be a crybaby. I am going to be talking about real world prepping, and real world prepping is not pretty. It's not pretty when you see a little child on the street starving to death. It's not pretty when you see some people laying in the street because they have nowhere to go. Does this sound like the United States? We have more homeless than we've had in decades, and it's the truth of the matter. It is fact. We are in an economical bullshit, chaotic. It's like the tidal wave has hit the USA, and it's just the way it is. And if you think I'm not saying this to scare you. I'm not trying to be doomsday prepper and shit. I'm trying to be real world prepping with y'all. And the real world facts is the United States has stepped to the side so many times we've slithered like a little fucking snake to the side while other countries are suffering because of shit we've done. Okay? That's the fact. I'm prior military. I'm telling you the truth. We have stepped to the side so many times. Beans, bullets, band-aids, Bibles, and bucks. Yes, exactly. And the thing is you can live off of rice and beans. You can live off of rice and vegetables. You can live off of in the United States, it's potatoes, potatoes, potato, potatoes, taters, taters. But we can live off that. We're spoiled ass Americans that think that it's never going to happen in our backyard. It's already here. It's already within our own borders, and it's going to continue to escalate until the point of total eruption like a volcano. And when it happens, we're going to have little SOBs running around saying, "Well, I can't get my PS5 and I can't get on the internet." And we all know Americans have no patience for fucking shit. We're the give me nation. I'll tell y'all something. I sent Skippington a card almost 2 months ago. She still has not received the card. Okay? We have to learn patience because everything is not gonna be to you the next effing day. We have to learn to calm our nerves and say, "You know what? I am happy. I'm happy with who I am first. I'm happy because I'm spiritually centered. I'm happy because I have a roof over my head. I'm happy because I have food on my table. It might not be the fucking T-bone steak or the prime rib you want, but quit being a puff puff marshmallow ass and realize that the United States has changed and we're not going back to the old ways. That is fucking fact. The fucking facts of the United States is we have a corrupt tyrannical overreach government that wants to control every aspect of our ass. In other countries, they already have went through this. In other countries, they have already seen military out on the streets. I'll never forget when I was in the Maya Riviera. My stupid ass decided I was going to climb up on a waterfall. It was like right in the middle of this little shopping area, but it was so cool looking. And I couldn't. Maybe there was signs. Maybe there wasn't signs. I don't know. But I climbed up there. Well, a guy with the AK-47 came and told me to get down. Do you think I argued? No, I did not argue. I didn't argue. I got my photo op though. I did get my picture taken. But see, the thing is all these other countries have already been through this. We're the last one standing. And we are the last one with the freedoms that we have that we've taken for granted, that we haven't appreciated the opportunities of the United States that it gives us as a birth citizen here. And don't start your bullshit. Oh, if you come to the United States, you get everything. We have everything. We just haven't utilized it because we're lazy, because we expect it to be there tomorrow or next month or next year when we want it. See, we expect that. And when you started in 2019 during COVID, when we all started going in the grocery stores and realizing, well, shit, I think we're getting cut off. There's not the same name brands. There's not the same shit that we were used to. And now you go in grocery stores and we see hyperinflation and shrinkflation and we see all this bullshit. I went and got I haven't got a bag of Ruffles in a long time. You know that I sent that over to Xinjiang, right in China. I sent it over there to him. I buried my Ruffles. I made a casket and everything that day. It was a great bushcrafting video. But I realized I went in the store to buy a bag of chips. I really was craving some freaking chips. I said, my God, almost $8 a bag for a bag of freaking potato chips. They can kiss my American ass. See, we have gotten so used to and taken everything for granted. That's why it's so easy to slip all this shit in on us because we're lazy. We're lazy motherfuckers. That's just to say, it's just the way it is. Give me in my entitlements now. SLV, here's your entitlement, brother. That's what you get. You get a double bird. That's free. That's free right there. See it? Double. That's free. I won't charge you for that one. Next one, you got to drop a super chat for me. Shit. But that's the truth of this country, and we've seen it even in the deterioration of our families and the kids, right? The kids, give me, give me, give me, give me this, give me that. Give me the new car. Mommy, daddy, give me the fucking new car. You're not going to give me a new car. My friends all have a new car. Shit. I want to go to the best college in the world here in the United States. Well, you didn't get the fucking grades, you dumbass. You sat on your ass and took everything for granted. Now you expect to go to Harvard? No, that's not how it works. But see, we started doing it in sports. Think about this. Think about this shit. We started doing this shit in sports. So in sports, there's always a winning team and some fucking losers because they didn't work as hard. Okay. In When you're running track, there's always somebody that comes in first, and there's the fucking slacker in the back that's last. Okay, because they didn't train as hard. But over the last 10 or 15 years, drop a one in the chat if you've seen this bullshit. Everybody's a winner, baby. Oh, bullshit. No, you're not a winner. You're a damn loser. You lost. See, that's the problem that's happening in the United States is we pat our kids on the back and say, "It's all right that you told your teacher off. It's okay that you disrupted the whole class at school because you're my son. You're my daughter. I know you didn't do that shit on purpose. The teacher aggravated you." There is no boundaries. There's no respect. Look at our law enforcement. Back in the day, if you would have smarted off to a cop, you would have got handcuffed and taken to the jail. Now, people want to press those limits because we're a bunch of sarcastic smartasses that have taken our taken for granted our liberties, our freedoms, our freedom of religion, our freedom of media, our freedom of speech. Freedom of speech doesn't mean you go out on the street and flip over cars and start fires. That's not freedom to protest. That's destruction. That's criminal. But see, when they wanted to defund the police, these stupid assholes all across this great country of ours, they started a whirlwind of shit. Look, California is a prime example of what has happened. Chicago is another prime example. Chicago is a cesspool of bullshit. They took away the guns. Well, you didn't take away the guns from the criminals that are still buying a 9 millimeter in the back alley. This is real world prepping. This is reality. The reality is that this country is falling apart. And it's like Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall. He fell off and he broke into 1,000 pieces. This country will not be put back together. It will not be put back together the right way because we're too divided. We're too self centered. We don't give a shit. Most of us in the chat right now don't even know who our neighbor is, let alone went down and said, "Hey, I'm your neighbor. I live up on the hill. Nice to meet you. Welcome to my neighborhood," and get to know them because we don't want to know them because we're too wrapped up in all the other bullshit. And that is the reality of the United States. The reality is we've taken too much for granted and we're about to get the big smackdown. It's fact, folks, and it's sad. It's sad, but it's true. And where do we go from here? We just keep on going. It will if you sit in a chat and you bitch about everything that's happening every day, is that going to change the reality of what's occurring? No. What's going to change the reality of what's occurring is being proactive to the situation, making a plan, learning the skills, taking the time to go fucking introduce yourself to the neighbor, even if they stink, even if they are a different nationality than you, even if they're a different religion. See, we're so divided we can't see straight. And that's real world prepping. That's the reality of the United States. I hope that when we talk about real world prepping over the next 1, 2, or 6 months, however long we continue this series. I hope that you start to open your eyes to what's really occurring. The media is full of shit. The media is full of shit. The government is full of shit. They want to spoon feed us fear, doom, and gloom on a daily basis to keep you off centered. And the only way we can center is from the good Lord above. First and foremost, get centered, get spiritually centered. Believe in whatever you want to believe in, but don't believe in man, and definitely don't believe in the media. The media has been bought, sold, and sold again. And they're going to spoon feed us fear, doom, and gloom, just like many channels, until we're all petrified. I said this about 2.5 years ago that they're going to keep at us until they wear us down. And that's exactly what's occurring in the United States. That's exactly what's occurring in the United States. And Lightseeker, our establishment, our establishment, the ones that we thought we voted in, let that occur. They were all for it. Think back to when they opened the border in Mexico and Nike and some of these large corporations went across the border into Mexico. Why did they do that? They did that because they don't have to pay people in a third world country the same as they have to pay an American. Why did the American work week go from 40 hours full time to 32? So that they don't have to pay fucking benefits. See, it's all about corporate greed. And the United States is a large corporation that's belly up and they're about to fall. And the sad thing is that all of us will be caught in the whirlwind of shit, right? Oh yeah, they were definitely bought off. And not only that, Lightseeker, the ones that are in the up on that hill, right? As we all can call it bullshit hill because it is full of bullshit, is that suggest everyone read the statement, the Stonemont series. Thank you, SLV. I'll put that up there. Let's highlight that. Um, the thing is think about how many favors these people owe other countries and other people. Come on. And whose back is it on? It's on the American people. The American people are the ones that are carrying the burden of the $3,000 Visa card for illegals coming across. The American people are carrying the burden, the financial burden for their medical, their dental, their vision, their apartments, their electric. I need to go on, and that's really where it's at. The thing is we can't change what's happening in this big, corrupt, bankrupt corporation. We can't change it. What we can do, and the only thing we can do, is to prepare our families a little more. And you can say, yeah, you know what, OTWP, you can prepare, you can prepare, you can prepare. The thing is, it's not about buying the gadgets. It's not even about buying the food anymore with me. It's not about buying shit, okay? It's about mental preparedness. It's about spiritual preparedness. It's about learning the skills. And guess what, folks? All that shit is free. That shit doesn't cost you a damn dime, not a penny. And that's something that we can all hold on to. Nobody can steal that away from us. Nobody can steal that joy or that happiness or that skill from us. And teaching our next generation the same skills that our grandparents and our great grandparents taught us is very important at this time in the game. We are going to have the fall of the United States. When is the question? When is a good question. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Lightseeker. Somebody said something to me and I said, "Yeah, in 4 years I'll get my Social Security if I'm lucky." Right? If I'm lucky. And the thing is, it's a sad, sad shame. Roy Linus, what's up, big sis? Big sis, what's going on with you? Truth is free and lies cost. Yeah, they do. They do. They definitely do. I think that the current establishment, they know that they owe China and Russia and Ukraine. And see, all these countries, folks, we can all think that they're at war with each other, but it's really war against the middle class and the poor. Because you don't see their sons and daughters going out to the battlefield in the front lines getting killed. It's the middle class and the poor. And that's the way it's always been. That's the way it always will be. Wars also create a lot of money and a lot of revenue for countries that are about ready to go shit show up, and that's the truth. Um, I think that we're going to see it in our lifetime. We're already seeing it. It's just a matter of when it's going to occur full tilt, and I think we're really close to the verge of the full tilt getting sliced right at the Achilles heel, and I'm sure that's not going to feel too good for all of us, right? I'm really surprised that certain folks haven't been taken out. Yeah, 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 Light Seeker, I agree with you. I mean, with what's happened right now in the Republican Party, um, that right there alone is unprecedented. It's never occurred. 38 felonies in a quick hot minute. I mean, come on now. And the thing is they're exposing those lies. Those I'm not going to say it's all lies, but they're exposing that to people so that we don't have any backup. And there's already people calling for civil war. There's 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 groups around this country calling for civil war. Can you all imagine what it would be like a civil war in the United States? Because it won't be like the Civil War of the 1800s. This Civil War, if there's another Civil War, it's going to be totally effing different. We're not going to know if somebody's on this side or that side. Will there even be sides? It'll be disastrous. I think that we're going to have a true summer of violence. How many of you in the chat right now think we're going to have a true summer of violence? Hit a one. I think we're going to have a summer of violence. I think they've enticed a summer of violence. I think that the summer of violence is right here, and it's going to happen because of the verdict that came in, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I think it's really, really important, folks. Stay centered, stay focused, keep doing the dang thing. Don't give up. Day in and day out, keep prepping your spirit, your heart, your mind. Get out of your comfort zone a little bit. Go camping, go canoeing, go on that vacation because this may be the only opportunity you have. You know, you may not be able to do it for a while. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I agree with you, SLV. You know, I agree with you. I've never been in a war zone, but I've been in war, if that makes sense to you. You know, flying off a cliff, flying off a cliff in a car is not too cool. I wasn't Superman, and someone lost their lives, and laying out there hunkered down on a cliff, it taught me a lot about survival. We have more in our spirit than we give ourselves credit for. We can get through things, folks, but we got to keep our boots on the ground and we got to get healthy. Lightseeker, I think you're right, and I think a lot of the Latinos too. You got to realize this country is made up of a lot of nationalities, and but we also have the intruders. We'll call them intruders. We also have the intruders in our own military. Think about that. Think about that. SLV, what year did you serve in the Navy? Just asking. Just asking. I think that, folks, we have so many things coming at us. Don't get so caught up in the news that you lose the sense of real prepping, right? And the sense of real prepping is so you can keep doing it. It is. The whole thing is a disastrous mess. It is. It is, Light Seeker. It's definitely a effing mess. It's never happened. Like even with Nixon, this situation didn't happen. And but this is also the other thing is if you think about it, oh wow, you're way younger than me. Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you for your service, man. I know you told me before. Um, I don't know, folks. I think that this country is just in a whirl of bullshit. It really is. It's in a whirl of bullshit. Our military is the worst ever. And then inside our own military, we have people that shouldn't even be there. We have people walking the streets of the United States that shouldn't even be carrying a gun, right? You should not be carrying a gun in the United States unless you're a citizen of the United States. Yeah, of course, SLV. I'd do it again if they could leave out the PTSD and the bad knee and the loss of hearing, I would do it again. No, actually, I do have a premiere coming out. I don't know if it's up yet or not. After this live stream, I will have a premiere coming up, just about kind of my vlog of what's going on in my life, and I want to take you all along this journey. Um, the things that are happening, I'm really excited about, and of course, the OTWP mag means a lot to me. Yeah, go ahead, let it out, Lightseeker. Let it out. There's no censorship on this channel anymore. Let it out. If you want to say it's fucked up, say it's fucked up because it is. And it's not just here in the United States. It's all around the world. But we got to look for the brighter things, the happier things too, because that's one thing that's really important is that we stay focused on the good things while we have the opportunity to we can, right? Because pretty soon we will not be able to focus on the good things because it'll be right in our face. And we have a new theme song here at the OTWP, and it's that time of the night that I need to get off. I have a busy week this week, but I want to say that I really, really appreciate every single one of you, and you are like family to me. You really are. So we're going to take it out with the long version of "We Are Family." Because I got all my sisters and me, and I got all you, and we got to stay focused and keep doing the dang thing. We do have coffee with OTWP tomorrow morning, and a lot that'll be some news broadcasts. I'm going to talk some news info. I am going to talk about the hacking and the shortages that are going on. Those are things that we really need to pay attention to. And yes, it is. It is. Yes, it is copycat. PTSD is the same as being shell shocked. It's when you're put into a very dramatic situation and it fucks your head up and it gives you fucked up nightmares. Um, mine, my nightmares are pretty much gone. I did have one the last 2 months. I've had one, but the thing is the repeat of the shit in your head and you can't get rid of it. Mine happened. I was 20, 21 years old. I'm 58, y'all. And that shit has repeated in my mind for so long. And um, there's someone else in the chat right now that I truly care about that has PTSD also because they were in a terrible, terrible situation that was life or death in a weather catastrophe. You know, PTSD can be triggered by a lot of different things. And the funky shit about it is it continues to like play bullshit with you. Um, Actually, in my premiere, I talk about PTSD a little bit. My premiere should be coming out here shortly tonight or first thing in the morning as soon as it uploads. Yeah, it does suck. Well, and the other thing, copycat, is me personally. I had a very bad temper problem, and I still do. I'm not going to say I've got my temper under control, but it can rip. If you push me or if you hurt somebody close to me, I will go off the deep end. I've learned how to not hurt people and to basically control it with a burst of energy towards something. You follow me? But it is one of those situations. Freaking PTSD can affect people in all different ways. It makes some people just cry their eyes out. It just makes them cry their freaking eyes out to the point that they just lose it. Um, so it really depends on the person. I've had it for so long that I got help in the beginning, but then they wanted to put me on medicine, and the pills just made me feel like I was just drunk out of it, right? I was just messed up, and that's not a good feeling. I know that there's many people with depression and they just run to the medicine. There has to be natural ways to heal ourselves. And I think most of all is the good Lord. The good Lord will come into your life if you keep praying on it and ease those situations. The most important thing for me personally is to keep myself out of high stress situations. Like, if two people are arguing, one on each side of me, and I'm in the middle, it will set me off. I have to leave. I have to get out. I have to go for a walk. I have to remove myself from the situation. And that's really important because PTSD is crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, she's been a little under the weather, George. She's been a little under the weather. And that had a big thing to do with me moving back to Colorado. She's not a young pup anymore, but I definitely will tell her that the mag is thinking about her. And let's listen to this song. We'll take it on out, y'all. God bless you from here in the Ozarks for right now. And make sure that you understand, I'm not just because I'm moving, it's just a new chapter. It's a new chapter. It's prepping in the real world. So I hope you follow along my journey. And I hope that you all enjoy the things that some of them are hurdles. Some of them are hurdles. But I have good things coming, and each one of you do. And we got to stay focused and centered and believe that the good Lord's with us no matter what. And remember, most of all, OTWP Mag, I love you all. Big, huge prepper hugs. And on top of that, we are family. I got all my sisters and me.
We are family.
Sing it with me, y'all. Sing it.
I got
Come
all my
on.
sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get up, everybody, and sing.
Get your lazy asses up. Tap your foot. Move your body. You ain't gonna lose weight just sitting there. Shit, get up.
And we fly just like birds.
Get up. Come on, copycat. Get your ass up. Get up.
I won't tell no lie. All of the people around us, they say, can they be that close? Just let me state for the record,
Let's sing her. Shake it up, baby.
we're giving
Come on.
love in a family dose. We are family. Hey, I got all my sisters with me. We
Sis,
are
let's do it.
family.
Woo.
Get up, everybody, and sing. Sing it to me. We are family. I got all my sisters with me. We are family. Get
Let's
up,
give it 10.
everybody, and
Shake it
sing.
out, baby. Shake it out.
Living life is fun, and we've just begun to get our share of this world's delight. High hopes we have for the future and our goals in sight. We know we don't get depressed. Here's what we call our golden rule. Have faith in you and the things you do. You won't go wrong. Oh no, this is our family jewel. We are family. Sing it to me. I got all my sisters with me. Sing it to me. We are family. I can hear you, guys. Get up, everybody.
Come on, shake it up, baby. Say shake it up.
We have faith in you and the things you do. Hey, hey. I got all my sisters with me.
right, y'all. There's a premiere starting right now. Let's go to the premiere. It's right up here in the chat. Go to the premiere. It's my premiere. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Everybody go over to the premiere. It's going to be starting any second. Come on, let's go. Come on, Victoria. Come on, Carol. Come on. Click the link. Click the link. Let's go to the premiere. Come on. Bye, y'all. I'll see you at the premiere. God bless. I got all my sisters and me because we are family. I love y'all. Big prepper hugs. I'll see you for coffee with OTWP. Let's go to the premiere. Bye.